Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I use Lightroom to turn this image into this image. Hello, I'm Mark Newton from the School of Photography, and you can find us at theschoolofphotography.com, where we deliver the best in photography education. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use Lightroom to turn this image into this image. Let's jump straight into Lightroom. Okay, here we are in Lightroom, and here's the image that we are going to use. It's a really bad exposure. It's very underexposed. I've got a slight bit of camera shake on it, and it's a really good picture to use for this tutorial because I want to show you how you can recover a bad exposure in Lightroom. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing is we are in the develop module of Lightroom. I'm going to hide this to make the screen bigger. The first thing to do is to actually increase the exposure. So here's your exposure slider here, and I'm just going to bring that up, and it's nearly 2 stops up underexposed, this image. So I'm going to bring it right up to there. Next thing is I'm going to come down to the highlights and I'm going to pull them right out, maybe to around about -90. Then I'm going to pull the shadows right up like that, and I'm going to put some blacks in to add in a little bit of contrast, not that many though, about there. Now we can actually start to see the picture, which makes it easier for us to work on it. So let's go down into the presence bit here, increase the clarity by a little bit. I'm going to increase the vibrance by a little bit as well, about there I think, and I'm going to increase the saturation by just a touch, I think, just about there. That's it, lovely. Then I'm going to go down to my tone curve, and I'm going to put in an S curve here. Now I always put in S curves into my pictures, and I recommend that you do the same, and I will show you for why. If I toggle off that curve and back onto that curve, you can see instantly that it's given my picture a lot of contrast, which is what I want. Now I'm going to go down to tick remove chromatic aberration, and I do that on all my shots actually, but I'll just show you for why. Around the edges of things like this you can get chromatic aberration, and if you just tick remove chromatic aberration, it will get rid of that for you, and it does a really good job just on its default setting. So I'm just going to leave it there like that. And then I'm going to come down to camera calibration down here, and I'm going to change it to camera landscape. Now you can play around with this actually, camera faithful, etc., but for this shot I think camera landscape works quite well. And now I'm going to play with individual colors and see if I can enhance a few different colors in the shot. So I want to enhance the sunset, I want to enhance the orange light that's hitting the mountain or the cliffs here, and I want to enhance the blueness in the sky. So let's start off with red, because red and yellow mixed together make orange. So let's just increase the red slightly up to about there. Let's increase the yellow to roughly about the same, like that, and then select orange and increase the orange, because now it's really going to kick in now because I've added some reds and yellows. So let's go up to, again, around about 50 odd. Okay, that's looking good. And now let's bring in some of these blues in the sky. So I'm going to select blue, and as you can see, if I pull right the way up, it really enhances that sky. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to go to around about 50 again, like that. The next thing I'm going to do is straighten up this image. I hate having a wonky horizon line like this. I mean, this shot was very poorly shot, I've got to admit it, but it served us well for this tutorial, so it was good in the long run. Anyway, we're going to make this horizon line nice and straight, so I'm going to click the crop tool at the top here. I'm going to select this tool here, which is called the straighten tool, and I'm going to click, hold and drag along the horizon line and release, and that will just straighten up that horizon line for me. I'm going to come in a little bit here as well, because I might as well crop that cliff out now that I can't see it anyway. Click the crop tool again, and then you've got a nice straight horizon line like this. You can also see that I've got a few spots in the exposure, so I'm going to go and get rid of some of them. So you just click on your image to where the spot is. You choose the spot removal tool over here, and with your mouse you can go bigger or smaller. So around about there will do. Click on the spot and it will go away. Hold down the space bar, and then I can click and move the picture around so I can find other spots like this one here, this one here, make it a little bit smaller, this one here. And I'm going to go around the whole image and spot the picture. You don't need to see that, but just before I go away to do that, I set the opacity over here to 90, the feather to about 55, and the size is actually governed by you using your mouse scrolling up and down. So I'm going to go and spot this whole picture and come back to you in a sec. Alright, so I've finished all of the spotting on this image, and once you've finished that, you just click the done button here. And the next thing to do is to try and just sharpen up the picture. So this image is going to be a bit of a mission to try and sharpen because it's got camera shake, but we can try and make it a little bit better. So I'm going to really push this up to around about 100 there, take the radius up to about 1.5, and I'm going to bring the luminance up to around 15, and let's just see if that's made much of a difference here. That's without the sharpening, and that's with the sharpening. So it has made some difference, but it just goes to show you actually, if you don't get your picture sharp in the first place, you know, no matter how good Lightroom or Photoshop is, it's not going to really sharpen up that picture. So it's just something that I'm going to have to live with this picture. But there you go. That is how you recover a bad exposure in Lightroom. Let's have a look at the before and after. If I just reset the whole thing down here, that's what it was to start with. And I'm going to go back in my history one stage, and that's what it is to end with. Again, here is the before, and here is the after. And that's how you can recover a bad exposure in Lightroom. The fact is that each image will require a different process, and that's why I'll be uploading more of these types of videos to show you how different images require different post-processing techniques. If you like this and you want to learn more, like the video, subscribe to our channel and follow our learning community on social media. Thanks for watching, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.